What does Yamarati do and how long have you run the business?
So Yamarati is a creative advertising agency. We've been working with different type of companies: Coca-Cola, Pandora, Garnier.
Why did you decide to start Yamarati as opposed to another type of business?
I just realized that I have a deep knowledge of how I can understand how the people think when they're purchasing the product, and I advertise the products myself.
What could school have done more to encourage you in entrepreneurship?
I think that school, it gave me a space to develop, to open all my skills that I've already had by reading some type of books.
Were you a secondary school student again now? What type of business would you start to look at and why?
I think I will launch.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Richard Layton. I'm the Entrepreneur in Residence within the Brett Centre for Entrepreneurship. We're here for the 12th episode of the Kids Interview Entrepreneurs podcast. We're here with Year 10 at UTC, the studio in the Baltic Triangle. We're part of the competitions class, which is an extracurricular activity that students work on different challenges throughout the year. As always, thank you to Mr. Carey, the sector skills champion within the school, for supporting this session, as well as the enterprise education in secondary schools program that the Kids Interview Entrepreneurs podcast is part of it. So our students this morning who are interviewing our entrepreneur are Lucas and Jaya. And our entrepreneur is Yasmina Ibrahimova. And she runs Yamarati, which is a full-service advertising agency. And I'll now hand it over to Lucas and Jaya to ask the questions.
Hi, my name is Lucas. I've been introduced. And my first question is, what does Yamarati do and how long have you run the business?
So Yamarati is a creative advertising agency, and we've been running for 2 years in Uzbekistan, because originally I'm from Uzbekistan. Right now I'm 21 years old, and we've been working with different type of companies: Coca-Cola, Pandora, Garnier. And then as soon as I moved here, we launched officially in the Great Britain this project from the 31st of March. It was our date of the launch. And since that time, we've done amazing projects. So we've been doing a good. So the Yamarati is the advertising agency, like the full service. We are doing branding. We're doing 3D production. We are doing video production. So it's just different type of the Gen Z product that we are selling to the brands. So the service that we are helping, with the services, we're helping brands to reach the Gen Z, but the Gen Z is you. So all my team is literally now, we are all Gen Z people. And right now I have 200,000 of followers, because I'm an influencer myself in the social media. And then I got to know, okay, so if I know the knowledge how to build a community in the social presence, what is stopping me to launch the advertising agency? So this is how we started all the way.
Why did you decide to start Yamarati as opposed to another type of business?
Yeah, actually, it's a long story to tell, and I'm gonna just tell you right now. So from 12 years old, I guess, I've been managing the social media. It was when I was on the 6th grade at school, and everyone was making fun of me because they called me cringy, literally cringe, because what I'm doing, it's why are you doing this? Why are you managing the cosplay content? What are you doing? So, and then from that time, I started, no matter what other people thought about me, I was just running my social medias, and it was growing so fast. And after that, I just realized that I have a deep knowledge of how I can understand people. I can understand how the people think when they're purchasing the product, and I advertise the products myself. And with this deep knowledge and the deep understanding of the way of people think in Uzbekistan, I developed the idea, how can I apply all this knowledge into the project right now that we are running with my team? And what I can say, so by running the social media, I think I was on that time when these it wasn't Threads. There was no that developed TikTok. It was just Instagram, and the TikTok was also quite popular, but there was no so many influencers on that platform at that time. And I think from the sixth grade, it's just I was just developing the skills of how to communicate with people, how to sell people, how to make people buy the product. And I've been working with like different brands at that time as well. So yeah, it's just the skill set that I built since that time. And yeah, so after that, we just made it happen.
What were you like in secondary school, and were you entrepreneurial as a
I think during the 7th grade of school, it was quite interesting because when I'm remembering this, it's really, I'm shocked about myself how I managed it. I was making a beaded bracelets because it was an era of the slimes and beaded bracelets. And when I have seen that people, they were engaging with it a lot, and it was like a huge trend like among the Gen Z, I've started making the beaded bracelets, the slimes, and I've been selling this to people. And in the 7th grade, I made my first $100. It was amazing experience, and I was that happy. My dad and my mom, they asked me, "Wait, but how did you make this? Where did you get this money from?" I told them, "Look, I got this money from the people. They paid me because I made this beaded bracelets." And it was the first time when I faced with the competition. I was competing with different type of students in different type of grades, and they have seen that I was selling, and I've been earning money from that. And after this, I just recognized that no matter what are you going to run, there will be always competition, and if you will be up to, and if you will be that much brave to compete in this competition, you'll just earn money from that. So yeah, it's just, and I think from the 7th grade, I built my entrepreneurship skills to sell the product, to make this product unique, and to make people think that this product is actually it's valuable to buy.
What were your favourite subjects and what did you like best about school?
I think my favorite subject at school, it was history. I was obsessed. It was the only one subject that I was studying, and no matter what time was at the clock, it was probably 9 p.m. or 12 p.m. I've been just learning, and I've been reading like different type of books about the history, how legacy were built, how the empires were built, how they lost, what they did to achieve the success that they have now. For example, the Amazon book about the Amazon it's my top favorite book because the way how he built from scratch the business, it's basically the huge story of success. And from that time, I've been learning a lot about history, and not just because of the business history, but more about the history about countries, how people expanded country, how they lost the battles, and all this history. It just probably shaped my mindset of the way that behind each of the success there is a huge story, a huge fails, a huge losses, but at the same time you're just winning step by step, like step by step, you're just on the way to win. That's it. So the history, probably history was my favorite project.
What could school have done more to encourage you and in entrepreneurship?
The school, I think that school, it gave me a space to develop, to open all my skills that I've already had by reading some like type of books. It just gave me this, first of all, I would say it gave me a first experience of experiencing hate and bullying as well. And I think that especially hate and bullying, it just shaped the strengths that I have now to know that whatever it will take, you will be facing with that, no matter what you will be running. It's going to be advertising agency, or it's going to be AI company, or it's going to be just social media. You'll be always facing with that. And if you'll be managing how to face with this type of aggression that it comes from the people that surrounds you, you can make it happen. And I think that it just gave me the space of the just express myself how I am today. It's just the way of self-expression, I would say. And I think it gave me a deep knowledge how how the life works, because when you were talking with your classmates and there were some gossips behind it, and at the same time when you are helping with each other at the class tests and you are building a leadership skills at the same time during the class, but at the same time, besides the leadership skills, you are sometimes failing to become a leader at the school, and at the same time you're just having to become a president, at the same time not. So all this type of engagement during the school years is just shaped my skill set of just compete with people, for example, or to just build a community. Because I think at the 8th grade and the 9th grade of school, I was always like, I was always thought, I really want to become a president of the school. I really want to become a leader of the school. And I started building the community, and people were like, wow, oh, we have seen you on social media. It's not that bad. And the community was like quite growing. And since the time, even my classmates right now, they're following my Instagram page, and they're telling, we have seen that you have been in Cannes Festival. We have seen that you have been there. How did you manage it? Yeah, but just because keep going, that's it.
Did you go to sixth form and university after studying your GCSEs, and how did that help you develop your entrepreneurial skills?
I will begin that I'm an international student here, and I didn't have a GCSE and I didn't have sixth form school. We had a different system of the studies. So the system it's like for the 1st grade to the 11th grade, and after we need to pass an IELTS exam, and after the IELTS exam we need to pass the foundation form, and since the foundation, as soon as you are passing it, you can apply for the different type of universities. So I can't say anything about GCSE, but I can say about the IELTS exam. So it's the exam that is testing all your skills on English, the way of how do you think in English, the way how you construct your sentence in English, all your grammatical skills. And after passing the IELTS exam, I started my studies at University of Liverpool during the 1st grade. I think during the 1st grade, it was so interesting for me to understand how British people think, the way, because the culture is literally so different. The way how British people think is about individuality, it's about the creativity, because in Uzbekistan, this is the country where I am from, the people are more rational, the way how they think is about, should we spend our money on this stuff, or do we need enough this stuff to spend on money in it? Because as a marketer myself, I need to understand what is driving people to purchase some type of products. And I think the 1st grade, the 1st year of university, it's helped me to understand the culture in deep, to start my early communication with British people, because during the 1st month, I was quite scared to speak with British people, because I was feeling quite embarrassing, because my English wasn't that good. And I think I'm still learning how to be more fluent in English. So I think you can all hear by my speech right now. But English language is my 3rd language, I would say. And I think that the 2nd year of university, it helped me to probably to just find a solution about how to build a business here. I have never heard about greenwashing programs, about sustainability programs in business and marketing. I've never heard how here, first of all, before the launch company, what business plan should you have? And the university just gave me a deep, deep knowledge. How can I build the business from scratch, first of all? But it's not about practical skills. I feel like it's about theories. It's about the way of how you can, for example, to try the market without many losers. And I think, yes. And after more studying about the sustainable programs, we apply this to our business. So we applied right now, we're offering the British businesses some marketing, sustainable marketing practices. And I think it works. It works. So what can I say? That my entrepreneurship skills were just built probably from school, and it continued to building from the 1st year of university. Yeah.
What did you do for starting Yamarati? Did you work for anyone else or any other businesses, and what did you learn?
Yes. From this question, I will tell you a really cool story about myself. From as a Forbes woman, they spotted me in their article as the youngest female entrepreneur from Uzbekistan. And how it started, when I was 17 years old, I had an idea. I really want to try myself in IT. So maybe I can launch some IT project that can help government of Uzbekistan to attract the investors into the country. Yeah, okay, I know that at 17 years old, it was super smart idea, but I didn't have any team. I didn't have anyone in my mind who can work with me. And then I started finding people in different types of freelancer platforms. So probably they will help me. And I found my team. It was 5 people. The first person was an IT specialist. He was specifying on building the websites, but it didn't relate to the idea that I built. I will talk about the idea a bit later. And the second person, she was so professional in, I would say it was art. She was like so professional in art. And the third person in my team, she's so professional in communication. She was like a PR strategist. And we have been sitting and we were discussing the project, what we can actually sell the government and earn money from that, because government it doesn't pay money for the startups, especially when you are not 18 years old, because I've been 17 years old. It was crazy experience for me. And finally, we got the idea. What if we will make a metaverse profitable? Because at the time, it was Mark Zuckerberg, he created a Decentraland. It was the first ever metaverse. And at the time, it was a trend of NFT. I think we just started processing how can we apply something that relates to the government to the metaverse, to connect it again with the Gen Z and to connect it again with the new trend of the NFT. And it was so challenging to find out, because government, it doesn't spend so much money on such startups. But we were surprised how we transformed one favorite, it was the gallery of really famous artists in Uzbekistan. His name was Likim Ibragimov, and he was my granddad. And I used all his paintings. We integrated it to the metaverse. We built all these paintings in the metaverse, and then we converted all the paintings in the NFT. And we started probably thinking, how can we sell the NFTs via the Ethereum? And then it was so hard at that time because we didn't have enough knowledge to manage it. It was so hard, but we integrated a digital museum in the metaverse as well, and it worked. It worked. So as soon as I was presenting the project, first of all, it was the organization that was helping young entrepreneurs to develop the skills. And I think that in the Great Britain, there are also some different type of agencies, some different type of organizations who are helping people to drive their ideas, to help to develop their ideas. And I know a couple of them. But Uzbekistan also was like a government structure that is helping people to grow. And we contacted them and they helped us to make our first presentation in front of 600 people. It was different type of, I think it was different type of social media managers sitting and watching us, like ministers as well from Uzbekistan. And then when we presented the idea, they were shocked. They were shocked. How did you create the idea that you built a digital museum into metaverse, and we integrated there a system of VR glasses? So all the potential investors, they can come to Uzbekistan, they can wear VR glasses, and they can walk across all the projects that they would like to invest. So, for example, is it going to be Olympic Stadium or is it going to be a digital museum? He can walk, he can watch what he wants to invest in, like probably the culture of Uzbekistan or any other fields of investment. And he can view it, he can manage how to build it, and then he's investing it. So the idea was it was founded on this type of things, this type of thoughts. And then after this, we presented directly to the president of Uzbekistan this project, and he signed the roadmap that we really want to invest into this project. We want our first grant. And after the government of Uzbekistan, it sent us to the government of Turkey, and we was presenting the project into the Samsun, Turkey, right in front of the president of Turkey and his daughter and the husbands of his daughter. So this was quite. It's like a long story to tell actually, because it was happening during the 2 years of my entrepreneurship skills, and this was my first experience of really huge project, and was working with a team and flying with the team on the work trips. But this, I think that this experience is just helped me to understand that it doesn't matter how old are you. It doesn't matter, are you 17 years old, or are you 18 years old, or are you 20 years old? If you have the idea, if you have the goal, and if you're really striving to this goal, I think you can make it happen. I mean, all of you guys who are sitting right here, is just my message, for example, I think for you. If you have the goal, and if you know how to step by step reach this goal, you can use all the knowledge that university is giving you, the school is giving you. Just don't try to escape the school classes, because it helps you to understand to just basics of business. It doesn't help you to build a practical assets and practical skills, but it helps you to understand the basics. And the practical skills, it's more about, do you want actually to launch some business, or you don't want to launch it at all? If you want it, you will be building all your practical skills brick by brick. And the question was, did I work for any other businesses? After the project of the IT, as soon as I moved to the UK, I've been working in a social media company. It was during my first year, but as a freelancer, and it was really interesting experience, because with my boss, we were traveling a lot to the Chester as well. We have had a different type of clients, and I was running the social medias, because my boss, she had seen my blog, and she's like, "Oh, you're really good at social media. Probably you can try yourself at social media." I would say yes, and it helped me to build the knowledge how to manage the Excel files, how to manage the content plans, how it's supposed to be, constructed, and how can we connect to the client, and how can we talk with him. And after I tried myself as a digital marketing intern, it was during the April and May 2024. So I think yes, and this is I just tried briefly to describe you all my past. It's in a few sentences. I think I was quite long, but but yeah. So I mean, it was my journey that I really wanted to share. So yeah, and after the digital marketing internship, I finally understood that I really want to apply all knowledge that I have now from the Great Britain to the UK, and with my middle sister, I started building Yamarati from scratch, literally from scratch. We didn't have anything, just an idea. She have been doing 3D modeling, 3D production. I've been really good at social media, at the trend setting, at the trying to help brands to make product going viral. And from this type of thing, we were building it. And then I met my third co-founder, and I met my fourth co-founder of the company. Yeah.
What's the best advice that you can give to a student that's looking to start a business at school?
It's a really nice question. I think the best advice that I will give all the students that literally right now they want to launch something their own, it doesn't matter, as I mentioned before, how old are you? It's the matter of all your vision. First of all, you need to start. Don't be afraid of that you don't have enough skills to launch something. You'll be learning skills with the project that you are building. So you need to start before you will realize how you will start it. It's just my advice, because when I started Yamoratti, I didn't know how exactly I will start. We were just started. We were just managing the video shooting. We were just making the videos, because We just knew how to make it happen here in the UK. And we were just making it. And then we recognized that right now we have enough skills to monetize it. So I think that the best advice is just find a certain idea, try to develop this idea, try to use all the knowledge that you have in your school, in the university, all the knowledge. Try to make a puzzle from this knowledge and apply it to the business that will give you and that will help you to make money on it. So this is my personal advice to all of you here. And don't be afraid to face with hate, because hate is it's actually the way of how everything is constructed in the world. And all the businessmen, when I was listening a lot of like interviews of the business people, and I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, the only thing that business people were talking about, don't be afraid to lose, a failure. Because if you will be like all the time in doubts, I'm concerned that I'm just gonna fail, for example. But a lot of businesses, they have this idea. Why my idea will work. And during the first 3 months, don't expect that it will work. It will not work, especially if you are starting from scratch in different country. But for you, all of you, I think that you are from the Great Britain, so I think for you it's starting something your own, even being a young people. I think it's much easier now because world is just digitalized, and you can start any type of business by using even TikTok shop. So it's just a matter of, do you want it or not?
What are the plans for Yamarati in the future, and do you believe you'll set up any more businesses?
Yeah, our plan is to expand in the Europe and to open a couple of subsidiaries in the Europe as well. We have already expanded to the Paris, and I think during this year we will be working on a couple of Paris projects.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we expanded already on France, and I've built some good connections in France as I have been in Cannes in May 2025. I've been presenting Uzbekistan couture there. It was quite fashionable experience for me, but it helped me to make really good connections there, because it was different type of business people there. It was so famous celebrities. I was shocked. It was my first experience, but yeah. And I think that after Yamoratti, I'm planning to launch some different type of businesses. Probably it's going to be like a tangible product that we'll be selling, because I will be having a strong, deep knowledge into the advertising in the Great Britain especially. But right now, I think I believe in the theory of focus. If you focus on something one and it will get you a result, then you are ready to launch other things. But if you'll be launching all the things at the same time, you'll be just spreading all your focus into different type of things, and you will never win. It's going to be slow process of building all these projects and to make it help you to earn money. This is why I believe that, for example, if you will be focusing right now on Yamarati, it just helps me to grow it potentially, and we're growing so fast in the UK right now. And then, of course, I'll launch some different type of businesses, but right now just Yamarati, and this is my main focus. Yeah.
Were you a secondary school student again now? What type of business would you start to look at, and why?
I think I would rather buy Bitcoin. But yeah, I'm obviously joking. But I think I would launch something if I would be back in the secondary school, but it will be that time, like it will be 2025, but right now I'll be in secondary school. I think I will launch a TikTok shop. I'll just probably create these beaded bracelets, and I will launch and I'll be selling them via the TikTok shop or the Amazon marketplace. Because right now the best strategy for marketing, and this is I'm revealing a little bit secret, or it's not a secret, but the TikTok shop, it performs even well that Amazon marketplace. Right now, this is the trend, and this is the statistics that we were shocked with our team. So, I mean, for example, I think that I will launch the tangible product, because when I was at the secondary school, for example, launching some tangible products, it's much easier than launch the services, because when you're launching the services, it's B2B type of business. And when you're offering the companies your service, you must know that your services is, first of all, it's high quality services, and the company that is paying you money, it needs to have a deep understanding why this company is paying you money for and what you will give this company. Because for advertising agencies is the thing that it's not only about how we are trying to advertise ourselves. We help companies advertise themselves. And I think that marketing in the brands, it's 60% of the success. It's all about marketing. So we are responsible for the success of different type of businesses. This is why I thought that probably I'll just launch the tangible product first, because at that time I didn't have enough knowledge to launch the services. I'll just launch tangible product via the TikTok shop. This is what probably I'll do if I would be at secondary school right now.
Awesome. Yeah, that's all the questions. Well done. Thanks ever so much to Lucas and Jaya for asking Yasmina the questions. So we'll go to the audience now. Has anyone in the audience got a question that they want to answer? It can be on entrepreneurship, could be getting advice for a potential startup you're interested in doing, or if some of you might want to study abroad as well in the future. So obviously there's some questions that you could ask there. We've got the first question.
What motivates you to success?
I think that I was always my only motivation of the success was to help people grow. It was my only motivation, because all my team, yesterday we had a video campaign for one of our clients, and my employee, she was living with me at my flat. And then I asked her, what is like to work with me? I was just surprised. I was like, what is like to work with me? Because we're both students. She is the student at the Film Academy in the Cambridge University. I am also the student at the University of Liverpool. And I am telling her how the campaign should be. And she told me, look, I think the only thing why I'm working for your company is not only because of money, it's because you motivate me to do something and to do the great video campaigns. And I really want to do more than I should to do. I was surprised, because I was like, really? Do I motivate you like this type of motivation? How? She's like, I don't know, but you just know how to build a community, because I don't feel like your employee. I feel like a part of community that you are building. And from this type of thoughts, I just recognize that it's not about when you are like a boss telling people, oh, you must do this, you must do this. No, you're the building community, and community is much stronger than when you are the one person who is telling people do these things, to do this type of things, because people tend to be like ambitious as well. And right now in this digital world, for example, why did you ask this question? Because you're so ambitious as well. And if you really want in the future to launch something your own. And first of all, before launching, I will just give you an advice. You just need to work on some companies to build a skill set of this, to just build the knowledge and to get a practical skills, for example. But my main motivation, it was to motivate other people. It's just I don't know why, but yeah.
Awesome. Other questions? Yep, got another question here.
Why did you pick the UK to do this?
Because the market size is quite big. And I think that Uzbekistan market size of advertising is growing so slowly. And when I've been analyzing Germany, I've been analyzing the USA, China. First of all, I think China and Dubai, they've been really doing great, especially in advertising. But I knew that I don't understand Chinese language, and I don't even understand their culture. And I think that on English language and the UK culture, the British culture, it'll be much easier to understand in terms of that people here, first of all, they're speaking the language that I can understand easily, that I know already. And people here, the way how you construct the sentence, the way how you telling people your thoughts, is probably, I think, it's quite similar to the Uzbek language and to the Russian language as well. So I would say the market size, the way and the trend, how this market is growing. For example, the AI is just going to expand by 2030 by £3 trillion that will be invested even to the AI. And I would say it's just massive trend right now. And in Uzbekistan, we don't even use the AI in the companies, unfortunately. This is why the startup, the IT project, it worked because it was something different, new, but our market is not that ready for applying such trends, for applying such strategies. For example, the greenwashing strategy, the marketing sustainable practices, different type of practices as well. The TikTok shop, TikTok is just banned in Uzbekistan. Amazon, there is no Amazon in Uzbekistan. So, and after the analyzing the market in the UK, I thought that this is going to be the perfect market for launching advertising business. And people here are more tend to buy in terms of the trends. And the audience in the UK, it's not that rational. I would say it's more about being on a trend and being a part of the community. It's just more the community building. This is why I thought that it's going to just a perfect foundation and the playground of building the advertising agency.
So we have a couple of closing traditions on the Kids Interview Entrepreneurs podcast. Our first one is to Simon Squib you and ask you, what's your dream?
Oh, this is the most hardest question that I was asked. What is my dream? To make people happy. But Steve Jobs told me, told people that if you want to make people happy, just sell the ice cream. But to make people...
I could see a Yamarati ice cream. That'd be quite a good brand for an ice cream.
Yeah.
You should do ice cream sandwiches. Like we used when I was when I was little, we used to have ice cream sandwiches and they kind of disappeared. But I think they're going to come back in a big way. So yeah.
I think my dream is to build an advertising holding in the UK and to literally to compete with Omnicom Group and IPG.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my dream.
So to become kind of a really big player like those brands. So I think that's a really good dream. And obviously you've built a really good foundation so far, what you've done sort of back at home. But obviously I think what's really interesting is you've used your education as an opportunity to go into a market that you think, oh, there's more growth here than my home market. And obviously if I could grow and develop in the UK market, then I've got the rest of Europe, which you're starting to kind of go into. And once you can operate in the UK and Europe, obviously you can translate to other similar markets like sort of North America, US, sort of for example. So I think it's really great when people use education as an opportunity, not only to learn, to make their CV look really good, but actually go and learn about new cultures and go and put themselves in new markets and then look for new opportunities within that. So really well done with that. And our second closing edition on the Kids Interview Entrepreneurs podcast is to Stephen Bartlett. Yeah, so Diary of a CEO card. So if you want to choose one of the two packs, and then you can pass that to pick a card, and then pass that to Lucas or Jaya, and to ask the final question. This is completely at random with no idea what the question is going to be.
I wasn't prepared for that.
What is a personal legacy you want to leave for yourselves/children?
Oh, that's so hard question, I would say. But I think everything that I'm building now, the companies, the future probably companies that I'll be running, I'll just leave for my kids, and I'll just leave it as a heritage for them, so they can build something with this brand, but something their own. But honestly, my dad is also entrepreneur, but I didn't do anything that he's doing right now. So I mean, I have chosen the different path of being entrepreneur, and I feel like probably it's just going to be all the companies that I'll build, and I will just make them in one holding. I mean, I'll just leave it for my kids, because eventually you will die. Eventually your life is just going to end as soon as you will get older and older. And you'll just don't have any time to still running all this business. But I know that the process will be started, and it's already will be like processing, and you will not be that involved as I am right now in it. But I think that everything that's probably we as a young people are doing is just to help other people to make something or to build something. Only the egoistic entrepreneurs that are building the company and then they are like showing off that we have like, the school cars and that's it. But eventually, right now, the trend is all the entrepreneurs that are managing their own like courses, they're managing their own classes. Why? Just because they want to share some skills that probably you don't know, and probably it's more in digital world. It's more useful to understand and to build using the skills of type or the AI skills. So I can say, I'll just live everything that I'm building now for my future kids.
I think what's nice that you touched on just there is you talked about your father being an entrepreneur, and he's obviously inspired you to go and be an entrepreneur.
He inspired me a lot. I think with his support, I am who I am today. With his support and with his belief that I am more than just woman in Uzbekistan, because in Uzbekistan, woman is just a second sort of person, because right now Uzbekistan is more like on the way to Islamization, and men are more leading in the business. And when I've been 17 years old and I've been talking with men, I really felt this pressure, because the way how they looked at me like stop, I will be just listening to other person, please, just men, okay, like just stop it. And from this point, I understood that my dad, he just helped me to realize it doesn't matter what your gender is, it doesn't matter what your age is, it doesn't matter who you have born and with what family you have born. If you have, first of all, the person who supports you, it could be dad, it could be mom, it could be even the friend, you will always be feeling like loved, I can say. And my dad is literally, he helped me a lot with that, and I can't underestimate what he has done to me. And I think that just because I have seen that my dad was talking, being an entrepreneur, he was, by the late night, he was talking with some people, he wasn't at home. By the 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., I didn't see my dad. He was just working on the family. I was inspired, wow, it just how he's managing to be a good dad and at the same time to just be an entrepreneur, to have a business, to help people grow, to help people manage all their stuff. And because the businessman is also it's a coach as well. You're just helping to solve even the mental problems of the people who are working on you. It's not just because of the money. The business is not only about the money. And I think, he's my huge inspiration. I love him so much. And my mom as well, for sure. But my dad is just the man who probably stands behind me, who helped me to motivate me a lot. And even my employee recently, he told me, you know what? I don't know why, but you have just a power and you have this energy that you 100% will win. How I can feel it in the air. I'm like, because we will. Because we together we will. And it's just the mindset that my dad gave me. Just believe and it will come. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. And I'm sure you'll inspire your sort of family in the future to go on and become entrepreneurs as you've been inspired as well. So thank you ever so much for everyone's time and attention today. So Year 10s in UTC, the Studio and Baltic Triangle. Thanks again to Mr. Carey, Sector Skills Champion at the school, for helping us with the Kids Interview Entrepreneurs podcast, as well as the Enterprise Education in Secondary Schools program that we run here. Thank you to Lucas and Jaya for asking the question today, and for Yasmina to come in to talk with the pupils here. Thank you to Jay as well, University of Liverpool Master's student, who helps us produce the Kids Interview Entrepreneurs podcast. Finally, thank you to Paul Brett, who supports the Brett Centre for Entrepreneurship, which I work as the entrepreneur in residence within. And finally, thank you to Sir Peter Rigby for supporting the Enterprise Education in Secondary Schools programme. And we look forward to seeing you in another episode. Take care for now. Bye.
Thank you.